Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a best of 5 between Dark and MaxPax. As is often the case with Dark's games, they start a little bit quicker than compared to other people. As he opens up with, what's that, like 8 links? Oh no, he says 16 links. He's going for a 16 ling run by. Maybe it's even going to be a link flood. Maybe this is more than just a run by. 2 links on top, 2 links on bottom. Couple more are about to join over here. Adept is going to scout the third base location, and we'll see that it indeed is there. Stargate is not quite done yet. How far away are we from speed? We're pretty freaking close right now. We're about 25 seconds away. This Adept on the way out. It's now going to see these links coming in. Let's see what the links will target down. What will be the target here for Dark? It's going to move these bad boys straight into the main base. As more links now streaming in towards the natural. Pylon under some heavy pressure over here. Okay, this probe is going to get slaughtered by these follow-up links. Main base, Pylon. Oracle perhaps is not going to come out. This is a pretty big deal because the Oracle is going to be the unit that stops this from truly killing everything. We now have drones as a follow-up. The links in the main have been cleared by the probe pool. And the full wall plus triple Adept in there is going to save this. We have a lot more links running in, coming forward, but they're not going to be capable of actually dealing damage. So despite what looked to be a pretty painful start, actually only a single worker goes down as well as a Pylon. And what did Dark end up paying for this? Well, a lot. He paid a crap ton for this because he has a bunch of links, which could have been something else, which could have been drones. And they're not. So he's going to be mining way less than he usually would in a game like this. The standard for Zerg is to kind of catch up at this point already in drones. You know, 30, 34, and then around 40, you really want to overtake the Protoss when it comes to that major drone count. It's not going to be the case over here as... it's going to go for a double kill here on these Adept. I much would prefer if Dark just clears this Nexus. That's what he's doing right now. Oracle comes in. Is it going to be good enough? It's not going to be good enough. This is a very good cancel here. Well done here out of Dark, who's going to make use of those links in the end. At the same time, we have an Oracle on the other side of the map getting 1 or 2 drone kills, as well as cancelling a Spore, I believe. Twilight Council coming up, as well as a third gateway, and the third base is going to get rebuilt over here. 1 Adept ended up falling. Resources lost, what are we at? We're 775 to 350-ish. So, still a good start here for MaxPax. Despite losing that Nexus, or having to cancel that Nexus, I do believe his position is absolutely fine. He's up 7 workers at this point, which is not the golden standard from the Zerg perspective. Melee will be the first upgrade. Melee is going to be the first upgrade here. So we're expecting a defense against the Stalker attack with a very high link count coming out of Darkest. 5 more workers going down. I mean, this is just pure chaos. Look at that. 8 workers have fallen already in this game on the side of Dark. Dark is still down in workers, does not have a significant link force on the map anymore. So he's down in army supply, he's down in worker supply. His upgrade is slightly faster, but I don't think this upgrade is... Is it going to be in time for the blink attack? It's going to be close at least. It's going to be close. Fourth base hasn't started yet either. Our queen count is at 5. There's just a lot of things that could be better here for Dark. That's the main issue. It's not necessarily that this is game over, but... It's not looking great. As a fourth base comes down, more links in production right now of 52 drones. We do have full mineral saturation, so that is something in and by itself as a lair starts. I really do believe that this is the only way he can hold. He's basically cutting at a worker count from which you usually would all in, but he's just going to be using it as a defensive tool here to try and stay alive. 30 links are in production as we have a little bit of a run by coming in. We'll clear this battery that forces an Oracle to go back home. As well as a triple Stalker warp in here. Blink about to finish up. MaxPax is scouting for a fourth base. Isn't here because it's on the bottom right side of things. Dark is continuing to add in more and more links. We're currently at 45 links. We have those 4 queens here at the front. It's going to be a full-on base trade. No, he's actually coming in with a flank. It's going to walk straight into that stasis ward. It's going to catch about, what is that, 20, 21, 22 links over here. 5 queens all at the front right now. Here comes the surround. Melee is about to finish up in 3 seconds. Double stasis do pop off. MaxPax needs to probably evacuate this position though. He cannot stay here for much longer. Because Melee is about to finish up, or Melee has finished up. And these bad boys are about to pop out of their stasis as the next set of links is going to run into a stasis. MaxPax actually manages to keep some presence on the map as 3 more queens start. Fort base is done, but MaxPax is just up like 13 workers behind all of this. He's getting a Templar Archives as well as charge. We have a Roach Warren coming in here. Rather than going into a Hydra, then going for Roaches. Boy, am I curious how this is going to play out. Boy, am I curious how this is going to play out. We have 68 links on the map right now. There are 68 probes and 55 drones. That means that if Dark does not get a brilliant trade over here, he is going to, well, he's just going to straight up die. There's nothing he can do anymore. More Stalkers are being sent to the front. That makes sense, because as long as you're keeping up pressure, you're forcing out these bursts of links being produced. This is the first time we're seeing a couple of drones being added in. This fight's going very well for Dark, by the way. Oh, well, very well. It was an okay fight against Stalkers. Gonna get Storm Templar. +2. Extra gas is being taken right now. Dark has managed to stabilize. Is adding 24 more links on top of the 40 he already has. This is one of the most impressive defenses that I've seen out of a Zerg player, by the way. I know he's not in a good spot, but the fact that he's not back in the lobby screen is a very, very respectable achievement here. Zealots now are moving in forward. Ooh, MaxPax does need to be careful. Arkan in the back as well. Arkan in the back as well. Let's see how much that is going to contribute here. The queen count is quite decent. It's going to start targeting that Arkan down. Arkan is taking quite a bit of a beating as the links are now coming in. Arkan will fall. And this is still a lot of links. Look at the supplies. They're actually moving closer to one another. This should not be possible with the amount of tech that MaxPax has over here. Links are just continuing to take good fight after good fight. Roach is now being mixed in as well. Queens are still largely alive. These battles have been so insanely well. Dark's micro is honestly god tier. The pulling back of the links against units they don't want to fight against. The only thing that he hasn't been doing well is dodging Stasis Ward, but everything else has honestly been sick. I really don't think there's many Zergs that would have managed to stay alive here. He's not winning, but he's staying alive, and that in and by itself is an accomplishment to applaud for. Like, holy crap. 5th base is now coming up. 57 works to 80 probes. Okay? Resource lost is barely in favor of MaxPax, despite having a high Stalker count, triple Oracle, Archon, Zealot, now Storm as well. This should change the dynamic of these battles. The fact that Storm is around, because it's going to make the Ling micro a little bit harder. But as we see, Dark has already kind of anticipated that and is now moving into a much bigger Roach count. Problem with the bigger Roach counts that we only have melee upgrades. Range upgrade is on the way. It's not quite there yet. Full-on base trade being sent right now for Dark. Don't think he wants to engage into this army. Okay, he's gonna maybe try. He's going to go for a 360 surround over here. Look at this. It's going to come from every single side. Stasis wards are being popped by these links. Double stasis wards coming in. That's a lot of links. Lots of roaches, though, in the far back. Not really contributing into this battle. Storms are difficult if you're being surrounded from every single angle. As another set of roaches is about to show up. Does Dark have enough here? I think the answer might actually be yes. Just a single Archon remains. And the other 3 are going to get taken out. Look at this. Honestly, an insane fight out of Dark. The question, however, still is it enough? 81 workers to 57. 120 army supply to 63, though, in favor of Dark. The problem is he's just on lair. He's just on lair tech. He has nothing. He has absolutely nothing. MaxPax just needs to chill at home at 12 cannons at every single base and try to never fight again, because so far they have absolutely been pathetic. How can he lose with +2 and Storm against someone that's just building roaches and lings? This is the caveman with the club against the Protoss player, you know, with the laser gun. MaxPax here is losing these battles somehow, some way. As Dark once again is coming in with a bunch of roaches into the natural. Huge army supply advantage. Huge army supply advantage, but an upgrade deficit, a tech deficit. He's going to try to continue pushing in over here. This Immortal's actually taking quite a bit of damage. The roaches will not be capable of breaching this base. However, the Fort base in a little bit of trouble. Still have 2 Immortals and a bunch of Templar. Storm hits absolutely nothing. As slowly but surely, with the help of some Zealot Rumbites as well, I think Dark eventually is going to run out of steam. He just does not have the eco to back up these fights lasting that long. He needed a fight that was going to be fast, that was going to clear a base. Actually, more than just 1 base. He needed to clear 2 bases, basically, in order to force his opponent down to his own economy level. And surreal to me. Surreal. If you just look at the unit tab, that has been pure Ling Roach over here, taking these types of fights. And I do believe it's going to end here as, yeah, Dark just doesn't have the forces anymore. But good lord, what an insane performance after this god-awful early game out of Dark. Honestly, despite the loss here, a surreal performance. Really a surreal performance out of Dark. I cannot believe how well executed that was by him. Like, every single fight was pure magic. I legitimately think he has the best army control out of any Zerg player. Like, there's no one that would stay alive there. I'm just gonna say it. Like, there's one thing that still bothers me so much about this, is that if Dark just wouldn't have terrible early game every single game, I don't understand how he would ever lose any games. Like, if you compare his early game position to any other tier 1 or tier 2 Zerg, 80% of the time is just worse than them, despite having superior mechanics. It's because he crafts his own little build orders, and he plays a style that perhaps is a little bit more creative, but this is also just objectively worse. His positions tend to just be objectively worse than other players' position. On average, a Dark game against a high-level player, he just starts from behind. He absolutely starts from behind, because he just wants to make things spicy. He's completely capable of playing standard games. He just doesn't do it for whatever reason, and on average, his position is absolutely worse than any of the other top Zergs, and I'd even argue most of the tier 2 Zergs as well. If you're checking any early game of a Zerg in the top 20, top 25 on a League log, I think it's just going to be better than what Dark shows, despite Dark having significantly better mechanics. Much better mechanics. Like, he is so freaking fast, but the way he controls army is just surreal. And I feel like, in a way, his skills in the other areas of the game are not forcing him to improve in the early game. Because he is so damn good at making comebacks, he's kind of okay with having mediocre early game every single time, it feels like. And it really does sadden me. It really does sadden me. Because this guy, like, you watch a game like the previous one, like, this guy's making magic. He's absolutely making magic happen, and not the fake kind. These are not illusions. Like, this is actual, boom, real, like, Harry Potter magic, man. Phew. Beautiful stuff. Phenomenal. MaxPax there, that managed to take the victory, and to his credit, he defended the early game well, but for that position on out, it should be practically unlosable. It ended up being unlosable. Taking winning fights with Ling Roach against Stalker Archon Immortal Storm is like, kudos to you, man. Freaking kudos to you. Like, some of these engagements are really surreal. Ah. And this is the one thing that I think the Korean Zergs really have down. It's just the fighting, is the comebacks. Like, Rogue is really similar, I think. Rogue is in ZVT. Like, you watch him fight in ZVT, it's like, wow. How does this guy lose games? And then you see his early games sometimes, like, okay, I guess that's how he loses games. You know, just in like the first 6 minutes. In ZVT, though, it's a bit different, because it often feels like the Terran can force a lot more in those early 6-7 minutes. It's not so much the incompetence of the Zerg. It's just like, it can just be a skill issue, like mechanically as well. What the hell is MaxPax doing here? Oh, he's doing something sneaky. He's doing something sneaky. Okay, so this is Twilight pre-Nexus. Still second unit before the Twilight, though. Or before the upgrade. So we're gonna get glaives here. Guaranteed. When I say guaranteed, apparently I'm wrong. Is this gonna be Blink? No, okay, it is glaives. Alright, so he's gonna go glaives. Void Ray, Oracle, 4-gate glaives. Let's take a look when this hits. I'd say if you build Twilight before Nexus and you're delaying your eco, you want to hit at around like 435. Sorry, 535, 540. Because you can hit with this build just fine at like 550 if you go Twilight post Nexus. So anything after just means it is not a very efficient build. Gonna have to wait and see though. Best defense possible for Dark, by the way. Skipping Ling speed. Getting Roach Warren as well as Evo Chamber in the walls this time. So he wants to play a Roach-based composition, which is what you want. I think against this particular attack, he could go 60, 63 drone. As long as he gets Roaches out after that, he will be fine. It's important that he doesn't get +1 range before his first round of Roaches. I think it's actually pretty vital here. So he's scouting, he sees nothing. No Stalkers, okay? Neo, neo, neo. That's the alarm ringing in his head right now. Okay, triple roach instantly. Correct call. Absolutely the correct call. He's not quite going to see the move out though, but he can smell the move out, I think. I think he can smell the move out here. 2 adepts, not going to be shading in forward. 5 roaches on the way. Oh yeah, he's smelling this big time. 8 roaches on the way. It requires quite a bit of discipline here to skip the +1 range, because that's what you really want, right? That +1 range is there, it's calling your name. But Dark says, no, I feel like something is wrong. And indeed something is wrong as the Glaive Adepts now shade in. Do we have a transfuse? Yes, we have one. Do we have a second one? Yes, we have a second one. Does not hit it. Does not hit the second transfuse. Will end up clearing 2 of these Adepts. That's a big deal. We have a full wall here with the Evo Chamber as well. Dark crushing this push. Absolutely destroying the early game here. Phenomenal hold. Infestation pit, 7 more drones. What are we lacking? Just a single thing. That's going to be the 4th base. We're missing a 4th base. Ideally, the hatchery had started already, but due to the a little bit of chaos caused here by these adepts, it is going to be delayed. Is this going to be... No way, right? This could be Swarm Host. This could be Swarm Host. But it's not. Okay. Yeah, I mean... I think if you defend a Glaive Adept attack so well, and your 4th is delayed, I think you could make a decent case for Swarm Host. Usually one of the main issues with Swarm Host is that it's difficult to take map control, but you already have a large roach count, and there's not that many stalkers. So, I think it is fine. Like from a game theoretical perspective to play Swarm Host in this case. Yes, you're going to hit a bit later, but the toss is also delayed, right? They just don't have the same map control that they would like to have, that they usually have. But it's not actually here what Dark is doing. He's going to tag into fast Lurkers. This is fast Lurker. Like, this was a game with a lot of action early on, and this hive is going to finish up at, what is that, like 8:30-ish? Oh yeah, it's going to be 8:30. 8:30 hive. Gonna get Robo Bay plus second Robo. I freaking hate that composition. It's not great against high Lurker numbers. Sometimes against low Lurker numbers you can do something if you get map control with Soft Colossus, but difficult to see, difficult to figure out whether MaxPax is actually gonna get map control here. Oh, this is looking good. This is looking really nice for MaxPax. It can keep majority of these Stalkers alive. That would be huge. At the same time, double Adept over here, harassing these drones. 4 worker kills. Stalker's now pushing in forward. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did Dark move a little bit too fast into something where he couldn't? Did he move too fast? Did he say the I love you too quickly? Is this the I love you on the second date? Oh, Dark. Were you not ready for the hive yet? I don't know. MaxPax seemingly is kind of walking across the map, taking that map control, getting pretty decent trades. Now it's gonna continue blinking back. Immortal needs to be careful. Once the link count rises a little bit, Immortals are a scary unit to have in the army because they often get left behind. 4th base on the way. The MaxPax is so good at taking map control. So good at this type of stuff. It's crazy. Dark here is defending with Lurkers, which is... I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it's not the position he wants to be in. He would like to push right now. He would like to force his opponent to attack into him. And he can't be doing that. We're going to get a very aggressive rotation out of MaxPax. He kills 2 more drones. Shades away with at least one of these Adepts. And here comes the rest of the army. What do we have defensively? We have nothing that really matters yet. But 4 Lurkers are on the way. Oh, 6 more will huddle over as well towards the bottom side. This is the 5th base, despite only being on 70 workers. We see a... similar to the gold rush, we're now seeing the gas rush here. As he's going up to 10 gases on 70 workers. He's almost going to have as much mineral income as freaking gas income, this guy is. Good lord. Good rotation once again out of Max, huh? He's really stellar when it comes to this type of stuff. Just such good moves. Good control on the Stalkers. You're splitting them off, putting on a little bit of pressure, blinking back home. And already rotating with the main army, right? And that is just the difference between him and basically every other Protoss. Like, his army movement is so freaking insane. It is actually freaking insane. This was not an easy game to play. Okay, this was not an easy game to play. He's already transitioning out of the Colossus, by the way. Got 3 of them. It's like, ooh, I like some Immortals. I like some Stormers. And I'd like to keep a little bit of map control. His army split in 2 portions right now. He's going to find some damage here on the bottom side. He's going to get an Extractor. That's a pretty nice pickup. Going to be less gas here for Dark. Still have this army as well active. Prism flying in as well. So there's just a lot of action. And this is MaxPax in a nutshell, right? Like these big, powerful moves. Where he just kind of takes control of the map. He's like, okay, you're going to need units in the main. You're going to need units on the top. You're going to need units in the bottom. How are you going to attack me? All right, you can't. Unless... Get a little Nidus Worm out here. Get ourselves a little Nidus Worm, huh? Do we have vision anywhere where we could use a Nidus Worm? For now, the answer is going to be no. Full map control for MaxPax. As I say that, Dark is going to take some back. Missile attacks level 2 finish up right now. Psystorm is about to finish as well. We have an aggressive Nidus Worm coming in. And good luck running back home through, what is this, 10, 20, 15? 22 Lurkers. 22 Lurkers. What's going to be the plan there, buddy? 3 Lurkers defensively. Okay, MaxPax wants to perhaps base trade. Base trading against Lurkers can be very tricky, though. It can be very tricky. Why can it be very tricky? Because if you get broken, if you don't have enough storms, eventually that Lurker force is going to move back home. Okay, we have a bunch of those bad boys over here. MaxPax is going to attack on top of them. Blinks forward. Will clear all 3. Lurker then in a very vulnerable position as well. And that's going to be the end of the Lurker as we know it. So Nidus returns some of these Lurkers back home. Here's your refund, buddy. Bloop. Back in there. MaxPax right now up about 20 supply, but down in workers. We still have continued harass here on these bases. There are observers in the mix. Can these Lurkers make it to the Nidus? No, they can't. But they might just be capable of actually escaping just by running away at very high speed. Oh, it's so difficult to chase into a Protoss army because they can just shoot. Oh, it's going to actually recall. It's going to end up losing 1 more Colossus here as well in the retreat. And this is a big army that MaxPax has. You know, this is a big army. 6 Immortals, 2 Colossi, 4 Stormers. He's on 4 base. Yes, with 55 workers against 66, but he has a mothership on the way. I prefer his army composition. I don't like his eco as much. A couple more workers on the mix here for Dark as well, who's rebuilding his Lurker den. Needs to rebuild this 3rd base as well. Has the gases, not mining. And has the gases. So 8 gas mining versus 8 gas mining. This is usually in favor of the Protoss. The main resource Protoss players care about is actually not... it's not minerals, it's gas, usually. So if you're mining 8 gas, usually you'll feel fine, right? Can get Templar out, can get Tempest out, can get Immortals popping as well. Most of your mineral bank usually is going to be spent on cannons and batteries anyway, so maybe you're going to get a little bit less of those, but who cares? Who cares as long as you're getting your expensive gas units, and this gas army is already looking quite good. 10 more Lurkers. That's 19 Lurkers total. 2nd Tempest on the way out as well. Mothership coming out. 2 Vipers popping. No, okay. Look, I'm digging the vibes. We get the pneumatized carapace in here as well. Love to see it. Gonna go for some drops perhaps. Or maybe it's just for overseer so they can, you know, find more locations. Dude, this game is a weird one. It felt like we were going to commit to the full base trade and now it feels stable again. And look how MaxPax just sets this up, right? He's like, hey, I have an army on the right side, which is like big, but not huge. It's big enough to hold its own on top of a ramp. And I think it will be capable of doing that. So good luck walking up here. It's going to be tough. There's a stasis ward behind it as well. Clears 1 Lurker, pulls back. Okay, and this is just what you want to do. Whenever they move forward, you clear a Lurker, then pull back. Can I get another storm? Hell yeah, I can get another storm. It's dealing a lot of damage. This guy's almost dead. 2 HP remaining. MaxPax continues to rotate with this force as well. Oh, another Lurker gets taken out. 2, 3, 4 more Lurkers get taken out. 2 Immortals fall as well, though. It's the first time we get a little bit of counter-attacking, or counter damage in. We have a couple of storms still remaining. Ooh, storm hits on top of a stage. This is not what you want. Can we get a feedback? No, we can't. 1 feedback. Tempest plus Colossus being pulled in. We're going to get Time Warp plus Invisibility used at the exact same time. Here comes MaxPax. Meanwhile, hitting this 5th base. Hitting this 6th base, I guess that is at the same time too. can still recall this army into the mothership, and I think that is what will need to happen here for Max. He's gonna run away, he's gonna run away. Here's the recall. Where's the recall? We're not gonna see a recall, he's just gonna continue running away. Okay, now comes the recall, but that's going to cost him 3 more immortals. Oh. Max. This is looking spicy. 5th base has now finished up, though, for the Danish Crown Prince. As the Spire's about to finish up for Dark. Dark is in a rough spot because his eco blows balls. This is gonna get absolutely butchered by just a couple of Zealots. We're going in for a base trade as we have 15 Lurkers, 26 Hydras. We do have the lunge ability as well. Nidus is being used aggressively to kind of pull back. Tempest, where are they out on the map? I'm not actually... Okay, here they are with the main army. We have the Zealot split-offs. We're going into a full-on base trade again. This is the second base trade we've seen this game. And right now, Max is actually only on half a mining base here, half a mining base here, not a mining base here. So really, just a full base mining is what he has. Dark has a full base mining, plus half... Oh, actually, it's quite a few... Still has 6. Okay, that's not bad. It's going to outmine his opponent right now, Dark. Has the first few Corruptors on the way as well. There's going to be 6 Corruptors against 6 Tempest. I don't want to be a negative Nancy, but that's not a winning fight if you're Dark, alright? You're going to need way more Corruptors than just 6. I think ideally you're working with like maybe 2.3 times as many Corruptors as there are Tempest out. Maybe we'll make the math easier and just say 2.5. Maybe we'll just make the math easier and say 2.5. Okay, plus, what do you call that? Flyer attacks +1 on the way here right now. Carriers being mixed in. I'm not a huge fan of this move. I'm not a huge fan. Because the moment you have Tempest, you're already forcing your opponent to move into Corruptor. So unless you really believe they don't have the cash for the Corruptors, the Carriers is just going to make the Corruptor a better unit. It's going to make, you know, give it more targets to shoot at, basically. And the beauty of getting like 5-6 Tempests is that you force more supplying Corruptors that you're never engaging with. Ooh, MaxPax actually doing a good job here as well. He might be winning this game. I think he might just be winning this game. I think he's absolutely winning this game. He is still being outmined, at least temporarily, until this base finishes up. We're going to get this 5th base to finish up soon as well. We have 15 Corruptors, 3 more on the way. So for the kids at home, it's going to be... Oh, actually, it's 19 Corruptors, because he has 16 plus 3. Never mind. I missed one. It's going to be 19 Corruptors. Can he fight this army straight up? I'm not sure if he can. Like, this is not an army you want to fight into this Corruptor with, is he? This is not all the Corruptors. Okay, he's going to kill 1 carrier, loses 3 for Corruptors. That wasn't great. That really wasn't great. Lurker's taking quite a beating as well over here. I think that Dark is actually just going to straight up lose this battle right now. Lurkers are still at home. The Corruptors are going to join in as well, but good lord. Man, MaxPax is winning on 2 sides at the same time. He's going to lose this base behind it though. But GG gets called. MaxPax is going to win this game and puts himself on 2-0 here. Frustrating loss for Dark there. So it felt like he almost was capable of taking that. At certain points, it felt like he was in control of the game. After the initial adept hold, it feels like he should be the emperor, the king on the battlefield, you know, directing where everything happens. But it was MaxPax in the director's chair there, absolutely saying, hey, I want some stalkers on your side of the map, and we're going to trade against your roaches. And Dark just followed, you know. Just followed, and he tried to make the best out of it. But with these low drone counts, it is just so hard, because you're not going to be taking a lot of winning fights against Protoss majority of the time when it comes to the resources lost. So whenever we see other Zergs, they tend to prefer getting higher drone counts out a little bit quicker, but that does not seem to be Dark's style, so to say. Ooh, this is going to be a single gate expansion, double adept. Not a whole lot of harassment going on. Double Oracle. It's always interesting to see how many Oracles someone builds. There was a period in time where we really saw a bunch of those like double Oracle builds, single Oracle builds. Now it feels like the pendulum has swung back kind of in favor of triple Oracle. That is what I am expecting. MaxPax is someone that tends to stick with these rules that he has for himself. And this does feel to me like it's going to be a third Oracle, right? Come on, Max. Don't make me look like a fool. Okay, it's not. Double Oracle, Twilight Council. He's a Force Enjoyer too, but for now, just a third gateway. All right. Love to see it. Gets a couple of kills here. 3 worker kills total so far. Hasn't lost anything yet. Just dealt the damage that he needed to deal. That he thinks he needs to deal. Let's see what the opener will be like for Dark. A couple of links. We have these gases being added. There's fast extra gas, isn't it? It's getting a spore in between. It's rare to see. It's actually... Oh, he's going to move it over to the third base now. It's going to cost him 2 more drones here. Every single time this happens, just because of a lack of vision here on the top side, it is really, really sloppy play. It really is quite sloppy play. Evo chamber coming down. No roach warren quite yet. I feel like these gases were quite fast, weren't they? 1, 2, 3. Like, drone count isn't extremely high. We have a bunch of overlords coming out. This is such a weird setup. Such a weird setup. Like, we're getting a... Is this going to be Hydra ling? This is going to be Hydra ling. Now we get 8 more drones? Oi, 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 oi. He still is floating like 400 minerals too. Like, where's that cash going? 4th base? Not really. I think we're going to go for a Hydra ling all in here. That is what it feels like to me. Because Eco, once again, is absolute dog tier. 9 more drones. Extractor gets built. These adepts are probably going to cancel their shade. No, they're not. Okay, then we'll get a cancel in a 4th. We have a bunch of stalkers already moving out. What's our link count at? We're at 9. First overlord's going to get taken out here as well. 4 more drones in production. There's no way this is enough, right? 5 queens. 9 links. This 4th base is toast. This overlord is toast. Can guarantee you that. That's a toasty overlord there, my friends. We have double adepts now shading in towards the 3rd base as well. It's going to cancel it. Beautiful cancel. Because that's going to remain a threat for later on. 7 Hydras now on the way. 7 Hydralisks are in production. As the Temple Archives gets plopped down here. I mean, Dark's now adding in a Roach Warren. I'm just not seeing where this game is going for him. You know, I'm just not seeing where this game is going. We have the Stalkers active on the map. We're going to be sniping out that Creep Tumor. We have, what is this thing called? Grooved Spines over here as well. As these towers are being collapsed. The debris is being collapsed. There's hardly any creep on the map. We have a Stalker count that is great. And he's just controlling the pace of the game. Double adepts here near the stasis ward, so they have a safe spot where they can go to. They could just shade into the natural here. Links will need to be split off if we still have links remaining. We don't. There's only 4 out. These guys are going to get 4, 5, 6 kills perhaps. This is painful. This is quite a bit of damage as well. This really is quite a bit of damage. He's denying a lot of mining time. He's getting 3, 4 worker kills. Meanwhile, these stalkers are trading over here. We have Storm, 4th base, 2 more gateways. That's going to bring the gateway count up to 8. Hey, I think MaxPax is in firm control of this game. Firm control of this game, I tell you. Absolutely. Stalker count is looking pretty healthy as well. We're at like 16-ish, 15, 16 stalkers. We're going to get Roach Hydra full push with just +1. There's not going to be +2 with this push. And I think that is on purpose. I think that money is being saved for something else. Oh, Stasis is going to get cleared here. Not walking into those anymore. Not walking into those same traps. This Roach are just being shaved off of this army. Not walking into the Stasis. I mean, all we need to do here as MaxPax is get Storm out. More than 2 Templar. One of them energy recharge. Like, we already have 4 storms available. That's going to go up to 6 storms with a single energy recharge. Can add more cannons, which is exactly what it's doing in the natural. I love that. In case Dark changes his angle. He is starting +2 right now, but this is going to finish up in like 2 minutes, right? Hey, there's no way. There's no way this is going to have an impact in the game. This is like an insurance policy in case he kills a 4th base. Like, yeah, I want to stay, you know, up to date with the upgrades pretty much. There's no Ravagers in the mix. Ravagers are vital to break up the Stalker ball, but they're not here. And that means that with Stalker Storm, you can just actually move forward. You can stand and fight. And there is nothing here that the Zerg army can do that can achieve its goals. We have a Zealot Runby that's being sent across the map here as well. We have a Zealot Runby that's going towards the bottom too. So MaxPax blast his army out of the water. A completely dominating performance out of the young Dane, who is up in workers, even bases, adding in the robotics facility as well. And I think should probably be aiming to getting a couple of Immortals in the mix if he can. Zealots don't really contribute in these fights, so you just want to send them out on the map. go for counter harass because you don't care how they perform in defense. This was a crazy defensive rotation out of MaxPax, by the way. He had no clue what was going on, but he could feel it. He could feel what his opponent was up to. 3 more cannons now being plopped down. Once these finish, I mean, this fort base is so secure. Freaking Fort Knox over here, man. MaxPax is setting up these defenses so nicely. Ooh, +2. If that gets cleared, would be actually a pretty big deal. Usually it's not something that you see Protoss being focused on, but could be nice here. Keep those trades even better in favor of the toss. MaxPax says, hey, I think I'm just I'm ahead enough. Far ahead enough at this point. I can just walk into you while my Zealot run-bys are putting in the work as well at the same time. And these Zealot run-bys are definitely putting in some work. 4 more workers going down. GG gets called Dark. Getting smashed here in this best of 5 with a 3-0 score in favor of the Protoss.